Alrighty, welcome back. It's Friday. Come with us. Zach's in the house. It's Friday, Zach. You know it's Friday, don't you?
I love Friday.
You love Friday? I love Friday too. It's Friday. Zach has already did some welding on this. I got him to weld it up first thing this morning while I was trying to get ready with Jolene. Zach has already welded this piece in the front. What I'm going to get him to do is I'm going to get him to grind off the weld. And I want to show him how to do it. He did all the welding by himself. I showed him how to fill the holes with a coat hanger, so he knows how to do that now. So basically what I'm going to do now is show him how I want it ground off. And then I'm going in to do Jolene's Bugatti. I got to set up the rear suspension, or finish setting up the rear suspension on it. I've got marbles in my mouth this morning. It's because it's Friday. So this is what I want, Zach, as you got that welded up. I'm going to use your gloves for a second. Zach's got earmuffs and gloves. This is what I'd like. I got a zip cut blade on this right now, and I find it's the best sometimes for grinding the way I want it ground. And the way I want it ground is I don't want no grinding going on this metal, and I want no grinding going on this metal, per se. Do the best you can, and that's all I can ask for. So basically what I want is you to go like this, Zach. Put it on its edge. So basically, I'd like to see you get it feathered down the best you can on this side, feathered the best you can down on that side, and just leave it like that, and then we'll take a flapper wheel after that and maybe sand it down a little bit more. So basically what you're doing is you're just staying right on that weld. Do not hold your face like this. In case anything goes wrong, hold it to the side, and just take that grinder and just keep going back and forth like that and taking it all off. You see how we got that mess there? That's just got to be like this. So basically, it just takes a little bit of control, and you're going to try to buff that all the way down to make it look like that, without hitting that and that. And if you do, it's okay. I mean, I don't know how many times you've done it, but whatever. That's what I would like to have done, just like that, and to make your weld look nice. And we get that done like that, and then we'll get a piece of sandpaper and a flapper wheel, and then we'll show you the next step. While he's doing this, while Zach is finishing this piece off, I'm going to go in there and set up the suspension on the Bugatti. Right on?
Right on.
You all set?
All set.
Everything's good?
Happy.
Awesome. He's happy. He's happy because it's Friday. Alrighty, let's go in here for a second. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. Jolene's car on the chassis of the Bugatti. We had nothing to hold the rear end from going side to side. So we have a panhard bar here that I've more or less got set up, or started to set up. I had to figure a way to put it on without it hitting anything, you know. It has to go up. The car has air ride. This has to move without hitting anything, and I think that I have it figured out, sort of. I'm going to explain it to you the way it's told to me. The panhard bar is supposed to be level when the suspension is at half ride. So if the bag is full and I have an 8-inch suspension when it's full, and I say that because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that because so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set this all up in front of your very eyes. I'm going to try to. What I'm saying is on the bag is I have 8 inches. That's, you know, I can't count that as suspension because that doesn't go anywhere. But I'm going to say I've got 8 inches of ride. So the center of my ride would be 4 inches. And what has been told to me is that this panhard bar should be level. The eyelets of the bolts right here, the bolt there, and the bolt right here should be level at half ride. So that means basically where that is almost full suspension, basically it's at 7.5, I think it is. Where that's at 7.5, that means I have to have it, I have to subtract 3 inches because this is at full ride. At half ride, the eyelets are supposed to be level. So we're not at half ride right now, we're at full ride pretty well. So what I have to do is take away some and bring this down so when it goes half ride, it would be level. And what I mean by level is this bolt here and this bolt here would be level at half ride. We're not at half ride, we're at pretty well all full ride. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down 3 and some inches or whatever. I'll measure that and find out. I'm going to drop that down so when it's level or when it's half ride, this eyelet would be level. And that's what I'm going to do. So first thing I have to do is I'm just going to get rid of this. I know, this is what I know. I know the rear end is not moving because I have the square tubing still holding it in place. I'm going to do a little measuring here. So I'm saying we're pretty near at full ride. So we're at 7.5 right now. That's pretty well full ride for a half inch. What has to happen is I measure this. We're going to say the bottom of, if I turn that bolt, we'll go to the bottom, 21 inches. We're at 21. We have to take 3 1/4 off. So we have to be 3 1/4 less on this side. So if I take my measuring tape, this is not something I do every day, but this is something that, so we're at, what did I say is that one? 21. So at the bottom, this one be 17 1/4. So basically, I want to ride the bolt of that one 17 1/4. So basically, right about there. So when it's half ride, so it comes up 3 inches, when it's halfway, or 3.5 or whatever, that eyelet there and that eyelet there would be level. So what I'm going to do is, and also what I'm thinking is, as I have this sitting here like this, I was playing with it this morning. As I'm playing with it, I can weld this on here, fill that up full of weld there, fill that up full of weld on this side, weld it on the back side, and that shouldn't go anywheres. This one here, I'm just going to lap it on there. I'm going to lap it on there, and that shouldn't go nowhere. So I don't have to gusset it because I'm not just going to weld on the top, plus down the side. So there shouldn't have to be any gusset on that. On this one here, I'm not going to put no gusset on this one here because I'm going to weld it across the back side, and I'm going to fill this in. So that would stop it from going this way, and welding across here will stop it from going that way. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off this. Or nope, I'm going to do that. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to have to take off the black that's on this. I think it's a powder coat almost what's on here. So I'll take that off, clean it off so it welds nice. Also, it's got to be one's got to be connected to the chassis, and one's got to be connected to the rear end. I'm pretty sure that I've got it figured out somewhat right. It's going to come down there and it's going to allow it drop. This has air ride, so it's going to drop down, of course. So if I go up there, and it can drop pretty well 6 inches before that hits. That's good enough. I think there's only a 6-inch allowance from the oil pan, so shouldn't make a difference. I'm in a panic for some reason. It's Friday. Alrighty, I got this. I'm going to take the bolt off of this. Just got these yesterday when we went for me and Jolene went for parts. I'll show you the other thing too, because I'm going to set up the shocks at the same time. I'm going to do this. I hope that I explained this right. They want this eyelet and the eyelet on that side level when it's half ride. We're pretty well at full ride right at the present moment. I'm going to put on some glasses. I'm going to knock off the black on this. How you feeling about that, Zach? Liking it? Going good?
Focus.
Focus. That's basically what it takes, is focus. You got that right. That's what it takes. Exactly what it takes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knock off the black on this. And it's like a powder coat, I guess. That's why I don't weld that well. And this stuff you don't really know, you don't really know where it goes until you get it, until you start messing with it and playing with it. I'm going to knock this bag off because I'm not interested in putting any burns in it. Not here. So, put that in there. I'm going to turn the welder on. Got a grounder. Now I'm going to throw a couple beads on this, and I'll try to explain how to throw beads on. Showed Zach how to put some spot welds on, but I'll explain to you how to put bead welds on. Gas turned on. Need a helmet. I'm going to use the brand new Lincoln. Alrighty. So I figured out where the top one where it's going, and I've got it marked here right now. I'm going to tack this in place. I'm going to tack it in place and then burn it on. Just looking at it, see if it looks right. So what I've done is just tacked it on so it stays in place. And now is a good time to burn it on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my welder right here. I'm going to start right there. And I'm just going to go back and forth, stay inside the puddle, and make sure that I stay inside the puddle. If I do not stay inside the puddle, then it will start splattering and not welding good. It'll start splattering, not welding good. And I'm going to stay in there all the way across for good heat, good penetration. I've tacked it in place because if I go and try to weld it along the top all the way here, it probably would kick off down here and leave a gap inside there. It probably would kick off. I don't want to do that. I just want to burn it on and put a nice bead of weld on it. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to go slow enough that this wire stays in the middle of the puddle. I'm just going to go back and forth and watch it burn on this edge. I've got a nice little hole there for my weld, you can tell, where the metal's rounded off. Nice little hole there where I can put my weld in there, and then let's go for it. Just going to go back and forth real slow and keep my wire inside or in the puddle. Nice big caterpillar on there with lots of weld. It's going to hold it on. Let's do it again. Back and forth. I can watch it go back and forth, keeping the wire inside the puddle. If If it comes time, like if there's a little bit of welding that's done for underneath, I'm going to wait till everything's off the chassis. We'll turn it upside down, then we can throw some good welds on it. Underneath. On this one, I'm going to bring it all the way out to the edge of that metal. Keeping my wire inside the puddle. So what I did is I brought my weld all the way out to the edge of this. Didn't have to on the top. It had a nice little hole to put it in there, but I brought it all the way out to the edge on the side. Now I can buff that off. I'm going to add a little bit of weld right here, just on this corner. Just add it up so when I grind it off, it looks nice. Put a little more on it. That should be good. That I can't see that going anywheres. I'm going to clean off. Actually, I should have marked that before I done that. But I'm going to have to take this one off on the other end. Take that one off. Adjustment can be done in the heim joints. It can be done in the heim joints. Now I want to weld this one on here like this. I got quite a gap going on here, but it's a nice spot to put a lot of weld to hold that. Then I won't have to gusset it for it to come off this way or rip off this way. So I'm going to weld across here, then I'll fill that all in, and I'll fill all that in. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the measuring tape. I'm going to clean this off first. I'm just going to clean off the black. Both sides. Clean off this. Got a marker in my pocket. Get my hat on. Feel naked without my hat for some reason. Got my clickers on, you can tell. I'm going to measure this. $21.5. What is 21 with a bolt, was it not? 21, and it was 17.25 I wanted on this side. So I'm just going to go $17.25. Hard to hold. Gotta mark this. Tape over there. I like to have a roller stick. Just get it flopped over here, right? Should be all right. Come on now. It's not making me happy. There we go. Do as quick as possible here. 17 and bottom of that bolt, 17.25. So I'll cut that off there. Good. I know that looked a little awkward, but I think I know where I'm going. I'm going to cut that off there. That gives me enough down there. Didn't want to mark it on this side because I want to weld this piece here. That's why I marked it on this side. I can weld that side, no problem. And clean that off. Put that bolt back. I'm going to get slapped upside the head that here in a minute. I'm going to move that now. Going to clean it up a little bit further. Slow down. Knock that off. Zip cut. This would be nice to get this all mocked up, because when it's all mocked up, that means it all can come apart and be finished being welded and get some paint on it. Haven't told you yet, but I've been doing a little bit of Jolene's car at nighttime. I got the underneath the back fender all blacked out. I got it cleaned up a little bit. I got the front fender done on this side, cleaned up, blacked out a little bit. So I am moving on it, and it's going to get there. I'll cut this off. Now, I'm going to go get a ruler. Jolene's going to show you what Zach's doing. That's good. That's good. Bottom of the nut. $17.25. It's good. I'm gonna weld that right on there like that. Good. Welder's still on. Put my glasses on. Take my hat off. The panhard bar can be adjusted. It has adjustment on it, so if I'm, a little longer, a little whatever, there's no problem there. I'm using the Lincoln 220. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it tack it on both sides. I'm probably going to knock it off probably. $17.25 at the bottom of the nut. $17.75, isn't it? Now I got to bring that down. Actually, I'll just do it. Pull this out. Do it with the nut in. 22 is the bottom of the hole. Makes it easy. Take 3 off of 22. 8, 2. I got to bring it down another inch, haven't I? Baby. I do. Yeah, with a nut on it. Actually, it's 26 on one side, 22. 22, see at the bottom here, the bottom of the nut? Right at the bottom of the hole, 22. Huh? Take 3 off it, makes it 19. Ooh, I cut that short, didn't I? Still welded on the top, I can. Knock this off. Didn't want to do that, but I did. Now I'm going to gusset it. Now I'm going to gusset it. Probably best that I do anyways. I got that wrong somehow. Wasn't hard to do, was it? On the hole 19. Right on the money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to pull that out halfway and do it that way, and then I'll have to run a gusset on it, and that is fine because I know how to do it. I bought gussets actually. Sort of got lucky, didn't I? I want to run a square on that. You're more than welcome. Just find a half one there somewhere. There should be a half used one there, or a little bit bigger.
Yeah, this one's a little too small now.
Okay, a little too small now, he says. You can use the bigger one. I'm just nervous of it.
Yeah, me too.
Nervous of you.
Yeah, me too. I'm nervous of me too.
All right, you're nervous of you too?
I know my limits.
Can you cut it? Can you bring it this? Can you bring it? Do this side with this one, then get that later.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep using that one. Come this way on that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Just gonna square that up. Yeah, I got. Come off my leg now. Back it up some. Might knock it off. Just a little bit more. Just keep trying to knock it off, I am. Okay, we'll tack it on there. Beautiful. So I'm going to go on the back side, run a nice bead on that one. And what I will do is I'll have to run a gusset on this. And what I mean by a gusset, I'm going to show you. Go over here for a second. I bought a, watch yourself, sweetheart. I bought a little pack of these, and it has little gussets in them. Cute, eh? So I can just run, what I mean by gussets is triangles usually. So I can run one on this side, so it can't break off this way. And I can run one on the other side. On this one here, I'm not going to run a gusset on it because I've lapped it on this side, and welding the top. I just thought they were nice with the holes in them. For gussets, they were reasonable. I think they're $0.25 a piece or $0.05 a piece or something. They weren't very much money. Anyways, I got a little pack of stuff going on there, and I thought they were cool. So I'm going to run a bead of weld on this. I'm going to run it back and forth to this metal, and I'm going to stay in, the wire's going to stay in the puddle. Then I'm going to knock a little weld off this side. Now my bag. It's not going to hit my bag. That's good. Now when I weld that gusset on there, I am going to take and knock it back just a little bit. I'm not going to run it right out flush like that. I'm going to knock it in there somewhere so I can weld that together nice. Clear that off a little bit more. What I'm saying is, see how I got it over this way on that so I can fill that full of weld. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the gusset. I wouldn't want to bring it out there and put a poopy weld on it. Bring it in there like that. Got to come from the other side. Make it easier on myself. I want to clean this metal up. And that. I can see where the bag is. You can see the line of the bag right here. It doesn't hit the hole, so I'm fine. You can see the line of the bag here. When I'm going too far, I just want to make sure I'm not going too far to hit the bag. Cute, eh? Just like Jolene. Clean that black paint off good enough, that's why she's spitting. Okay. Where'd I throw that other gusset at? One for the other side. Just going to tack this one on. I can weld it better when it's off. When the rear end comes off, I'll be able to weld it better. I didn't weld the inside of this one yet because when I get the rear end out, we'll weld that on there. Doing the halfway trick again. Just make it so you can't rip it off. That's all it's doing. Make it so you can't rip it off. Inside the hole. Not going to hit. Good. Alrighty. There's our mounts for that. Cool. Now what I want to do is I want to make a shock mount. Shock mount. All right, this is what I have. This is what I bought. These little things here. I have a shock that we have for the car. This is just a mock-up shock. The body of the car, the floor comes with the car on the boat. I bring in some square stock. Good, that looks good. I was just looking that over. Just looking it over. On the body of the car, I've got 3/4 inch square stock laying on this, then the floor lays on top of this. So I know I have this much room. I have a 3/4 inch, this much room between the floor. This is the floor. And this cross member here. That's how much room I have in between there. So I have to, or I want to get a shock. I'm going to get a shock in here somewhere. I don't really want the shocks on the inside, but it works. I thought about adding this piece on this piece here, bringing it down here. It's not bad. Going there like that. Running the shock here, I have to. Just going to think this over for a second. Think it over for a second. I want to put a shock in here. That's not bad at all. I don't think it matters. You know, I'd like to have everything on the outside the rear end as far as possible. Yes, I did. Yes, I would. But I don't think it matters where this is just a damper. The shock is a damper from it going up and down. That's what it's stopping from. The damper. That's the only reason why not. See no reason why not. From there, I need a little bit of shock. I need a little bit of shock compressed. Put that in there. I have 3 adjustments on that. 1, 2, 3. I've got these things here. I see right now that the hole's not big enough. I'm not sure why they would do that, but maybe that just supposed to go in there and then the shock. No, I would say that this hole goes through here. Anyways, I got a little less on this area on this side. I'm going to check it out. That works. And that keeps the shock up inside here. I was going to add this on the back of this. I was thinking on the back of this, I'd cut that, make that go down on there. Can't see that hurting it any, putting it right here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Put it right in here. This side has got a smaller shock tube distance than this side. This has 1.5 inches more. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put it there. This is all the way extended out. I'm going to have to compress it probably. When it's on the air ride part, I've got I got 5 inch of a compression. Also, we're a half inch on that off. We're half inch because it should have been 8. We're half inch. And I'm thinking we're not going to get down that far. Like we're only going to get down, no, we're not going to get down full 8 inches. That's why I kind of went there. And I cut it shy, but I think it worked out for the best. But this here, I'm going to take 1 inch of it. I'm going to mark it, put a piece of tape on it. And allow it to come down for 4 inches maybe. Excuse me, sweetheart. I'm going to put a piece of tape on this. This is 2 inch tape. Two-inch right on. I'm going to mark this. Gives me 3. I'm not going to bother with that right this second. Well, don't have to. No, I want that on this side. Rub this on this side. Take this off. So I'm going to compress it a little over 1 inch. I don't know where to put my shock on. Because I want the air ride to work when I want it to come down. Put my shock on here. If I can press it, I'm at the bottom one. If I'm on the bottom one right now, the bottom hole works for me, and it puts it right up the top here. I can put a bolt right through the square tubing. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'd rather weld a tab on. That's what I'd rather do. Tab on that. That on like that. And then I can, and then it does, yeah, that's what I'll do. I think I'll do that. I'll weld a tab on, like that. I'm going to put the bottom, I'm going to tack the bottom piece on first. Also, I'm going to take a plasma cutter and cut that hole out a little bit. On the fly. On the fly. It's not. I want to put that panhard bar on for a second and just check it out if you don't mind, sweetheart. If you don't mind. If you don't mind. It's 22 on the bottom. Yeah, we're pretty well right on. That's on the bottom, not on the bottom of the hole. Ah! 19. It's good. It's good. I want to see what it looks like myself. That's what we're looking like. Cool. So when it's half ride, that should be pretty well level. Cool. I'm liking it. No, I love it. This is fun stuff, you know. Fun stuff. All right, cut this hole. Get back to what I was doing. So I'm gonna. Sorry, sweetheart. I'm gonna cut this hole here at the bottom here, and so I can get this going through it, and then we'll make a top mount for the shock, and then we'll know what we're doing. Alrighty. How long are we? Oh, we're doing good. How you making those, Zach?
It's actually just about 20 over.
Good, man. Looks good. You get that down with that. Yeah.
Am I getting too close right here?
No, that's fine. That's where like I sort of want it. You're doing good, man. Yep, it's going good.
Gotta get this corner.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm taking off too much metal here. Or...
Just be careful of that there. You're doing fine. Nope, you're doing real good. You're doing good. Just keep going until you get her basically all like that, and then we'll take a flapper wheel to it and sand it down. Booby trap me. Put this in here. Going good. Going good. Take this off. I'm happy that I cut it short and put 2 gussets on. It looks nice. Sometimes it happens that way, right? Sometimes it happens that way. Good enough for the die grinder. I got to cut 2. Hold it. A little bit. Close. One. One. One thing about the Lincoln, the new Lincoln that we've been looking at, me and Jolene, the new Lincoln Platinum Cutter, it has its own air compressor, which is quite something else, you know. You don't have to have an air compressor. It has its own air compressor, quite something else. We'll get into that thing sometime soon. Beautiful. Back in. I'm going to mount the shocks on the inside because I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. The shock is a damper for the rear end. So for the suspension, that's what it is. It's a damper for the suspension. I don't think it... Nope, going to go the other way. And I probably could put these on after, no doubt in my mind. I'm going to wait. I'm going to tack that on. I think what I'm going to do is checking me out. She is, boy. She's checking me out. I'm going to tack that on. And I'm going to put them in the exact same place because I'm going to have this one here. We're about a 1/4 inch away from the housing, and I'm going to do this one a 1/4 inch away. So I'm going to do them both the same. Turn the air compressor on, or the MIG welder on. Hat off. Alrighty. Housing's all cleaned up. Zach did that for me. I'm going to clean the welder up for a second. Trying to rush because I got quite a bit to do here in a short amount of time. That's basically what's going on. I got a lot to do in a short amount of time. Just want to show you what's going on. Knock that off. I'm going to put this one on first because this one here is going to tell me where I want that one. Tack it. Just want to make sure it's straight up and down. Take a look at the other side. Got a nice gap there I'll have to weld in, that's fine. Just going to slide this on the back, try to get them both the same. Want a hammer? Knock it off. Do it again. Should have probably done this first. There we go. Got my bubble right. You want to take a, I got the bubble there. Got a little gap there. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Going to. Hey. The gap, right? Want the bubble on that side. Had my bubble tight on this one, this side. No. Nope, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. I basically got them the same. They're a little, not whatever, but knock this down on this side. Check it out again. it on there for a minute. Nothing's going anywhere for a second. Let's put these on. Rough and tough. No lock on that one, that's good. Put our shock on. Yeah, that one's, oh, that fits nice. Hard up against that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it, love it. I'm gonna push that down. I want some, put this on. Good, awesome. Weld that tab on there like that. Take the helmet off. Eye the shock up. Straight to you, Jolene? Huh? Look straight? Look straight to you? All right. A little lap bolt on that. That fits really nice straight up and down. Beautiful. I love it. Love it. I want to take, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one off. Take the nut off this one because it held that on there tight. This one's got a lock nut on it. I have to run for a wrench. I don't want to run for a wrench. This one up. Get a true read. Put our shock on this side. Like that. Right on. Right on. I love it. Get another tab. Nice thick steel. Happy with it. Very happy with it. Now I can just run a bolt through that and it's not going anywheres. You see that's leaking out of the shock. Shock just failed. See that? See the oil coming out of it? Shock just failed. Yeah, crazy. Look straight up and down to you, sweetheart. Measure the same distance down. Alrighty. That looks straight up and down to you? Just trying to get this. Right there. Just a bit. No, I like it. I like it. I like it. Shock straight up and down. Good, good, good. All weights readies. So, we put a down pass there, put a bolt in there, one shock there, one shock there, rocking and rolling, cooking with gas. That one fit a little better. I'm going to take and tack that on here because I like the way that fits better. Good. So, get a bolt, run through there. Don't want to put my helmet there. That's going to be the shock setup. I want to run a bolt through that for some reason, and then we'll go give a hat a shirter away. Right back. Got that all blocked off. Can't get at it. Can't get at my nuts and bolts right now, but you can see what's going on, obviously. So there's the shock mounts. Shocks are on. It's not going to affect anything. Now the air ride is going to work. How much travel have I got? And also, if it's not the right travel, I've got two more holes that I can, it's adjustable, right? But I'm hoping that that's there, or that's enough, because I want to have, so we've got 1 inch of shock down inside. So the lowest the car can go is 4 inches. That's the lowest we can put it down. At 4 inches, that makes that perfect too. You know what I'm saying? So we got 1 inch of shock down inside. We're pretty well at ride height right now. Yeah. And we have adjustment there, and we have adjustment there. Shocks are mounted. Panhard bars mounted. I'm saying it's mocked up. So basically, the rear end, like there's more welding to do. Yes, there is. There's some welding to do along here, welding to do along there, welding on that, welding on that. There's welding on the shock, on the mounts themselves on the rear end. Has to be finished being welded. There's welding on this side, but it can be pulled apart and say it's completed. So you have your shocks on, your airbags are mounted, your trailing arms are mounted, and your panhard bar is mounted. Now what has to happen is we have to go to the front end, put shocks on the front end, and the rack and pinion. And then Jolene's chassis can be ripped apart, finished being welded, filled, detailed, and painted. Getting closer, getting closer. Let's give away a hat or a shirt. Wow, that was a fast one. Woo! Trying to get her done right in front of your eyes. Trying to do it in real time. Just a sec, Zach. That's good for a second. We're going to give away a hat or a shirt. You got a computer? The reason that we like to do these videos in real time, because basically it shows you not only how we do it, but how long it can take if you want to do it. if you're not showing in real time, then you really don't know. You really don't know. So that's why we like to do it this way. And you've basically seen how I did it in real time. So it basically shows you how long it takes, what you have to have, you know, how fast you have to work, whatever. And you can take as long as you want to. Yes, you can, but it's nice to know. It's nice to know how long it takes to do something. And you can make your mind up what way you want to do it by knowing the truth. 377, thank you very much for all the comments. Worked hard on trying to get that put in there in the short amount of time that we had. I had to because I could not, you know, I could not do it any slower, or else I would not have got it done to show you what I'm doing. Nice solvent can, Stan. Right on, Stan. They put the golden van in the van and took it to Stan, and then Stan had to take it in the golden van and go to, you know, Rand. You ever see it on Sesame Street? He wasn't old enough for Sesame Street. But anyways, thank you very much, Jeff Pontius? I don't know. Is that his name?
Pontius.
Pontius? All right, Jeff Pontius, you want a hat or a shirt of your choice. You wrote in a comment. That's what you get for taking the time and going in and writing a comment. And I hope you appreciate us showing you real time how long it takes and what it takes. We do not edit anything here. We run the video, and that's what you get. And I hope you appreciate it. Real time is the way to rock and roll because you know exactly what's going on and how long it takes, all that sort of stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll be here tomorrow. Zach won't be. He'll be having the weekend off because it's Friday. But anyways, Zach's doing a good job. He welded that up by himself. He ground that. He's grinding it right now. And Jolene's rear end's all getting set up because we got all the pieces. And now I'm onto the front end. It really means a lot to be able to rip it all apart to finish it. It really does, because that's when you can really put on the nice welds, and that's when you can sandblast it and get ready to paint. Alrighty, have a good one, everybody. We'll see ya. See you tomorrow.